Let me play a piece of audio that speaks to that. So Josh Harris is asked a question about Knicks fans in the arena. It's a good question, and he initially talks about it.
Dave Uram.
It was Dave Uram, that's right. He initially talks about it, but the back end is a filibuster of Bob Myers' laudits. Here is that exchange yesterday.
How did it feel for you sitting in that arena with all the Knicks fans that took over the building?
Yeah, so obviously I didn't like it. I mean, it's our home court. I mean, we did everything we could, including buying tickets to keep the fans out. We geo-fenced, and look, it's on us. I mean, we were, the fans supported us, and let's face it, we got swept. And so for that last game, there were some Knicks fans in the arena, and so our job is to come back and win that series right next year. And so I think that I didn't like it, but it gives me more focus and more orientation, just sort of getting back to work and bringing in. I mean, again, like we have a 4-time NBA champion here, who's going to be overseeing basketball ops, and that's a big deal. And so there's a recognition that hey, if we want to be, this city's not going to be satisfied, and we're not going to be satisfied unless we win an NBA championship. That's hard. There's 29 teams that want to. There's 30 teams that want to do it. There's 29 other teams. They're all smart, and we need to be smarter. And so that's what this is about. It's about doing everything we can to move to the next level.
So, James, even though the pivot's annoying, you think it's wise by Josh Harris?
Oh, I think it's wise. Yeah, absolutely.
It is annoying. It is annoying, though.
Oh, it is. But
I mean, he's asked a question about last week
dude,
and 10,000 Knicks fans, and all of a sudden I'm hearing Bob Myers.
Dude, I agree, but I think and again, I don't like any of it. But if I'm Josh Harris, I think he has the potential to be so much more annoying answering the question himself than he is just kind of deferring to Bob and saying Bob's going to say, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's just a smart move. It was so clear. And first of all, what was it, like the first 18 minutes was all Bob Myers, that press conference, which was so weird to begin with. But like the dude has presence. He's a great talker. He seems like he's in control. He's like, if I'm Josh Harris, who sucks in these situations, like I'm a billionaire. Like I don't think I'm like completely blind to the fact that I am not as good at this as Bob Myers. Like, why wouldn't you let the guy who's way better at this steer it and defer to him in those situations? So I hated it, but I think it's smart of him.
Okay, 215-592-9494. John, what'd you think of Bob Myers? How'd you think he did and sounded?
I wonder. Very impressive, but I felt some disconnect from the reality of this organization. I know he's been here for a bit, but when he said things like, I only take these jobs to win a championship, I believe him. And we've seen the proof. He's won 4. When he said players only play to win a championship, that felt naive with what we've been forced to watch throughout the course of the process. That felt disconnected from our reality over the last, 15 years. So I really do believe that Josh Harris has done the right thing in employing this man. Bob Myers
I agree with that.
Is going to elevate this organization. I am unsure. I'm unsure if some of the things he said yesterday, if he can even envision these things happening with Joel Embiid in the building.
Oh, listen, I think that's the big thing. I mean, look, I said this when the Morey news came out a few days ago, and I'll say it again because it ties into Bob Myers. I can be happy Morey's out, happy that Bob Myers will, it seems like, be more involved, okay, but still not be enthused at all because I think they're in a 3 to 4 year hole.
Yeah.
Regardless of how good
possibly.
the backcourt is. Like, I don't care how good Maxey and Edgecombe are. I really don't. I mean, I do, but you know what I mean. Like, they're not good enough to be able to just lead the Sixers. I mean, think. Let me give you an example. There's very few teams that have won an NBA championship because their backcourt are their 2 best players. Golden State would be the best example. Best example, okay? Wow. The Detroit Pistons would probably be the next example when they had Isaiah and Joe Dumars. But consider this. Golden State also had Draymond, and for half those years had Kevin Durant. Okay, and the Detroit Pistons, when they had Joe Dumars and
Bill Laimbeer,
they had Bill Laimbeer, they had John Sally, they had Dennis Rodman,
Chuck Daly coaching them.
Yeah, like they had 9. They were 9.
You mean
deep.
it was a complete team and bench?
Right, they were 9.
What a novel concept.
They were 9 deep. So
while also having Isaiah Thomas, who's a higher level Hall of Famer than anyone on this team.
That's exactly correct. Let's get to the Twitter poll question of the day. It's brought to us by Armin Chevrolet. Gas prices may be hurting your budget, but Armin Chevy has the all-new 2027 Chevy Bolt EV. Priced at only $29,990. Visit ArminChevy.com. Visit them today. John, I so agree with you about the Christmas Eve and Thanksgiving double whammy. I think it's horrible.
Yeah.
And words all apply to it are unfair and wrong. So let me ask this poll question to everybody. Is it unfair to the Eagles organization and fans that the NFL scheduled a Birds game on Thanksgiving at 4:30 and on Christmas Eve at 8:15? This maybe will be our first 100%
You think so?
voted. No, because someone's going to be a butthead
Yeah.
out there and go the other way. But if this thing is not at least 95%, I'll be disappointed. Because it is
It's outrageous.
It is outrageous.
Yeah.
It is. And listen, we all know that with the increase of days that the NFL is looking to do games, as exhibited by now Thanksgiving Eve, you know that
Oh, my gosh.
every few years, and it might be every 2 or 3 years, based on 32 teams and all these non-traditional games of days, that you're going to be dealing with these things. But to get 2 in the same year and to have it at the heart of it, that's the thing. It's not like it's the Eagles at noon or on Thanksgiving or the Eagles at 8 o'clock on Thanksgiving. It's the Eagles in the middle of Thanksgiving.
Yep.
It's the prime
And-
time
and
for
Christmas
both
Eve.
holidays.
Christmas
or
Eve.
Essentially, yeah. Just it's really too much. It's overburdensome
It's horrible.
of the Eagles organization. One would be fine. This is just pushing it too far.
And, John, I'll go another step. Totally unrelated to us and the impact for us, let's say Christmas Eve, okay? Totally unrelated to that. As an NFL fan, and, James, you and I talked about this earlier in the week, I have come to find that despite my instincts, I'm not going to like that one, I'm not going to like that expansion, I'm not going to like that expansion, I keep watching these NFL games. I'm telling you, if the Christmas Eve game was a different team, whomever versus whomever that aren't the Eagles, I guarantee you I'm not watching. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I think this might be the one time the NFL has expanded to a spot that America won't care.
Maybe.
With interest. John, I just can't fathom. I mean, maybe a little bit more on the West Coast when it's 5:15 instead of 8:15.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That changes a lot. The West Coast viewing habits are extremely different.
Yeah, but I just can't.
The West Coast, you don't catch the first shift on Sundays. A lot of the time. Those games are coming on at 11.
Yeah, I just...
And people aren't up from Saturday. They aren't ready to get
They're on
out
a 10
and about.
there. 1 and 10.
10
Yeah.
a.m. I just can't imagine in future years that I will care if the Bears, and let's say it's the Packers, and that's a good NFC game, Bears-Packers 8:15 Christmas Eve. Am I watching? No.
Well, the Texans aren't exactly a huge draw.
Whomever. I don't care. I don't
I mean,
care who
that's-
it is.
I was
Right,
thinking
agree. I'll go as far as to say this. I don't know that I'm watching 3 hours of the Eagles on Christmas Eve. No, I'm actually serious.
to
You
prove
will.
a point.
I probably will, but I don't know that I will.
I know that I will, but I might be resentful at a certain point. Let's talk about another aspect of this upcoming season.
Yep.
I've never seen the London thing. Now we're having multiple London games,
Right, a bunch.
but we're having Munich.
Rio.
We've got Rio. We've got
Australia.
Australia. There's Paris. I've never seen. It feels like the old days back when there was NFL Europe stuff going on.
Sure.
This is unprecedented, and it is a hard push. I mean, hard push to get worldwide with this. Not just every day of the week and weekend, work week and weekend, but now every country on the planet
So I think it's smart.
is being infused with football.
'Cause the NFL
Here's
is
the
getting
thing.
lapped by the NBA
It's smart in
internationally.
Munich where people care. People will go to that game. I can't imagine Paris is going to be it's more of a spectacle than anything, but there are certain there's certain aspects of the NFL football experience that really don't translate in some countries.
Well,
in Germany, it translates. And I'm going back to NFL Europe days when I used to, call games. Germany sell out every time.
Okay.
Amsterdam, not so much.
Look at John with the Europe knowledge
I'm
here.
telling you, they care in Germany only, and maybe a little bit in London, but it's almost like, the football is – we have better football than the American football.
So, look, you might be right. I don't know country by country, city by city breakdown. I just know this. The NBA has demolished the NFL on the international stage. Baseball's ahead of them also in certain ways. And it's, I think, smart of the NFL owners to try this. John, I think if you were still a player, and let's say you were a young player with 10 years to go in your
There's a
career.
Mexico City this
No,
year
I know.
also.
But if I was a young
which
player.
I've played
I know,
in Mexico
sure.
City, and that was a hellacious experience.
If I was a young player with 10 years to go in my career, I would want this.
Of course,
because
yeah, I get that.
You might make so much more money.
It's exciting.
No, it's not about exciting. It's about making money.
It's exciting for the players to travel and do things like that,
there's
see
some of
things
that,
they've
too.
never seen. Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't think the fans see it the same way. I don't think fans in Mexico City care about football.
Well, that's the whole point. The NFL's trying to get them to care. That's the whole point.
So
because
They
remember,
build a base in England.
guys, remember the NBA.
fans.
For those that don't know, the NBA about 2 years ago signed a new television deal for $76 billion. Billion. 76.
Okay.
And the NBA is clearly a lesser product than the NFL. So what the NFL owners are saying is, let's get some of that. They're not wrong to try.
But think about, just imagine cricket was coming to the link.
Yeah, we
Are
probably,
you going to go watch it?
We probably would not take to it.
There's no way
But
I'm heading to the link
John,
to watch a cricket match.
But they're trying. And by the way, football's a better sport than cricket. So maybe it'll work, maybe it won't.